What's up, everybody? This time to wrestle with Suplexus, Ab Suplexus, and today I'm gonna give you my review for WWE Night of Champions 2025. This took place in Saudi Arabia. I believe Riyadh was the city, and I'll start this off with my overall review. So any show I do, I always put this at the beginning. I'm gonna give my brutally honest opinion, no sugarcoating, none of that. Um, this show, Night of Champions, was one of the worst pay-per-views of 2025 for wrestling. I think the only show that was weaker was Dynasty. I like, and I'm not counting the Saturday night's main events, by the way. I don't think they're pay-per-views because they have commercials in them. But yeah, this is definitely the weakest one of 2025. I liked Rumble more, Chamber, Mania, Backlash, Money in the Bank. And the reason for that comes down to simple fact that none of the matches except for the main event delivered. And the main event was between John Cena, who is in his retirement year, and he is not nearly as good as he was 10 years ago, and CM Punk, a part timer, like, he doesn't wrestle much. He wrestled maybe 4 or 5 times this year, six maybe, but Um, that's a big issue with the show. The fact that there are like 12 people wrestling in total, and these two put on the best match, in my opinion. And yeah, just I go over every other match. They are either like boring to mediocre. That's generally the quality of the matches, but that's not including the main event. So, without further ado, let's get into each match individually, and I'll give you my thoughts. Opening up the show, we had Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes in the King of the Ring finals to see who goes to fight John Cena at SummerSlam. As you find out later in the night, it is John Cena. So, um, this to me was by no means a bad match, but as you see, part of my balding. But um, this wasn't good to me. It was just fine. And I don't know what the issue is. Sometimes you get two people that are good wrestlers in there, and they just don't have good chemistry with each other for whatever reason. That seemed like it was the case with not John Cena, with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. Like the beginning of the match was fairly slow, and then the ending, like I get the story they're trying to tell. These two are friends, but when push comes to shove, they will do whatever it takes to get the victory, even if it tarnishes their friendship. The title is the most important thing to Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, and that was shown throughout the match as Cody Rhodes repeatedly targeted the back. That was a big story of the match. And then Randy Orton at the end bringing a chair in and distracting the ref with the chair, like taking the padding off the turnbuckle to try and get an advantage, but that ended up backfiring in a very awkward finish where Cody pushed him into the turnbuckle, but he didn't really go face first or back first. I think if his back hit it, it would have made more sense for the story they were telling. But he went armpit first and then ate a crossroads. So I didn't like that finish because it didn't tie in with the rest of the match. And if you look at the finish itself, It looked a little sloppy, a little awkward, but um, Cody Rhodes won, and like they present him with the crown, Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce, and Randy Orton on the ramp looks very grumpy about it. He doesn't look happy. So where do I see this going? I'll just discuss it right now because we're on the King of the Ring thing. So Cody Rhodes won. He's gonna fight John Cena at SummerSlam. I think at SummerSlam, Randy Orton is gonna turn heel and cost Cody Rhodes the WWE Championship. I think there is a sorry about that. I think there is a reason that they had Randy and Cody fight each other instead of Cody and Sammy, and I think it's to set up for this turn at SummerSlam. We're gonna go from one pay-per-view to the next one. The next one's technically Evolution, but it's all women's. Assuming that that doesn't have ramifications on this SummerSlam, they're gonna go from one Cody match at a pay-per-view to the next one. Randy's gonna turn on Cody Rhodes and help Cena win. That's my prediction, early guess for SummerSlam. So this match, it was fine. It was okay. It was more this than this, in my opinion. But um, something something didn't click. It didn't get to that upper echelon of being a good match. But yeah, it was fine. Fine way to start the show. Cody wins, overall predictable, and that's where I see this going. And then the next match, Rhea versus Raquel in a street fight. I'm gonna address one thing right now. Recently reports came out that Io Sky was slated to defend the title against Liv Morgan at Night of Champions, which I am assuming this match replaced. And then I could just talk about it now. Dominic was gonna fight AJ. One of them was apparently injured, but that's not the case. It's a clear situation with all the war going on in Saudi Arabia with Iran. Wrestlers are probably given the option to cop out of the show, avoid going, and either Dominic or AJ made that decision most likely, so that match got cut. But what that resulted in was two title matches being removed, two title matches, and then two non-title matches being in the place of that. So it's called Night of Champions, and there's two title matches. And there were three on SmackDown. So that's an interesting little thing. But I'll discuss the match now. Rhea Ripley and Raquel. Another match that was fine, that didn't get to that level of being good. Like this happened frequently throughout the show. You could argue it was good, I suppose, but yeah, it was there. Rhea Ripley wins, and the one thing with that, like Roxanne interfered, and then you have Raquel fighting her, of course. So Rhea Ripley won a 1 versus 2. I, I don't like that because nobody looks better coming out of this match. Rhea Ripley, she's best friends with the women's champion. She could ask for a title shot and get it. Like, let's be honest here. That's the case. Even though she was in Queen of the Ring and Money in the Bank. Hey, Io, can I get a title shot? Sure. That's all you have to do. So I don't think she benefited at all from winning, and she doesn't have much to lose if it's a 2 versus 1 and she loses. It doesn't do much to hurt her, But this hurt Roxanne and Raquel quite a bit. Because how am I supposed to take Roxanne seriously if she tried to do a run in the match and it didn't change the result? How do I take Raquel seriously? She has all this hope and she loses. It's things like this that um add up over time, and it takes away the star power that could potentially be built from wrestlers. But Rhea Ripley wins, and based on a match later in the show, I do believe we are looking at Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky at SummerSlam for the women's title. That's my early guess. Because Rhea won, there's a reason they picked Rhea Ripley to fill in for that match so that she could get a big win. Probably gonna win a contender match at Evolution. Rhea Io, number. I think it's the third time they've had a one-on-one match because they had the two Raw matches, and then Mania was a three-way. So I think that's what we're getting for SummerSlam. Overall, this match was there. It's not anything I'm gonna remember in a month, but it was fine. I suppose it was an improvement on the last two Rhea Ripley Raquel matches we had. So yeah, I like it slightly better than the opener. So the next match was Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. Um, I actually enjoyed this a fair bit. This match. And part of it is I am very happy to see Karrion Kross getting in this spot. Uh, Karrion Kross, like, I'm not a big fan. I haven't really mentioned him too much on the channel. But this guy, WWE wouldn't put him in the position he should be. He decided to get his own name over, whether it's through the podcast, whether it's through being one of the highest selling merch people in the company, whether it's through these 2-3 minutes of backstage segments that he had like 2 or 3 times a month. Karrion Kross made the most of his minutes, and WWE clearly didn't want him in this spot because it took them so long to put him here, and the fans, they stuck up for this guy. They had no real choice. It would be extremely tone deaf if they didn't do it at this point. So we got Karrion and Sami. I enjoyed this match. This was my favorite match at this point in the champions. I'd say I liked it actually. I said none of the matches were good. I thought this one was um fairly good. So in the end, Sami Zayn does win. Karrion talks too much trash, and Sami takes advantage. Throughout the match, Karrion is talking trash, calling him liar. All these words that are similar or synonyms to liar. So Karrion loses. Um, I was hoping that Karrion Kross, if he lost, that he'd force Sami to do something that goes against his morals, but that didn't happen. Karrion just lost. It's hard to see whether they're gonna give him another shot on pay-per-view or not based on this. I'm hoping that we know Sami doesn't like Seth's team. If Seth gets a fourth person, I hope it's Karrion Kross. That'd be nice. So Sami wins. My favorite match so far. I thought it was fairly good. And then the next match, we are 3 matches in, and at this point, I am not too into the show. Um, the next one was the Queen of the Ring, I believe. I don't know if Solo happened. I believe it was the Queen of the Ring first. Jade Cargill and Asuka, Queen of the Ring. I thought this was the weakest match on the show. I didn't really like it. Like, the thing is, But Jade Cargill, I'm not gonna say she did a bad performance tonight because it wasn't awful the match, but it wasn't good either. Like I couldn't get into it. Asuka, we know she's a talented wrestler, of course, but she just returned. She can't carry a match with the Jade Cargill at this point. She tried, don't get me wrong, but it's too tough with just coming back in the short amount of time. So I didn't really like it. Jade Cargill wins. She's gonna fight whoever the women's champ is. They kept saying it might not be Tiffany, it might be Tiffany or Naomi. It's gonna be Tiffany. Tiffany is not losing that title before SummerSlam. I don't think she loses it at Evolution. I think she walks into SummerSlam to fight Jade Cargill. And I think at that show, we get Naomi cashing in and walking out as champ, whether she beats Tiffany for the title or if she beats Jade for the title after the match. I can't I can't get into it. Like Jade Cargill, very rarely will I actually watch a match and be like, that was a good match. Uh, it's tough. The Naomi one was fine at Mania. There are like a couple of Nia Jax matches that were surprisingly good, actually, but it's few and far between. So the next match now, Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. Out of every match, this had the most build. This had a stronger story going in. Um, I enjoyed this. It was good, I think. To that, like I enjoy this type of match. I enjoyed the drama in it. If you look at the pure wrestling, it was probably all right, but I enjoy the storytelling. I've been into this. Um, Solo, he's coming to his own. He's improved quite a bit with the character work. In ring, you could argue whether he improved or not, but character work definitely. Since post Mania last year, he's improved. You hear him talking trash to Jacob during the match. That's some Roman Reigns influence. Uh, when Roman would talk trash to his opponents during the match, that's some influence right there, and it's good. It's not a bad thing at all. It improves Solo Sikoa. Yeah, I enjoyed this match. It was alright in terms of in ring. I thought it was good because I was personally invested in the storyline. And in the end, so they're fighting. Of course, Jacob has most of the offense. Jeff Cobb comes out, tries to make a run in, doesn't work out. Uh, Tongaloa comes in. I was confused. I thought it was Tamatonga, but no, Tongaloa makes his return. Doesn't botch shockingly. Um, he distracts Jacob Fatu. Solo hits a move. I forgot what it was, and then it doesn't work out. Jacob goes for the moonsault. These clown referees. I don't know what's up with wrestling referees. They can't pay attention to their match if everything they believed in depended on it. Um, like, I don't even know what's going on in the corner. I can see Jeff Cobb goes in the ring. This referee isn't even reacting. He's just staring blankly. Get Jeff Cobb out of there, referee. This ref is just staring blankly at Jacob and Solo. Do your job, referee. Throw this person out. You know you referees love doing that. But nah, he just stares at him blankly. Jacob hits the moonsault, goes for the pin on Solo. I can't even see why the ref is distracted. For all I know, it's like Hornswoggle coming in with a shillelagh distracting him. But I don't even know what this ref is doing. For a solid 20 seconds, you have the sequence of Jacob hitting the moonsault. Don't know why the ref's distracted. Pin, but the ref can't count. Don't know why. Hikuleo pulls him out of the ring. Don't know why. Michael Cole on commentary doesn't know which Tongan it is. He's like, oh, it's Tama Tonga. Oh, it's Tongaloa. It's their brother. It was pretty hilarious. Pal Driver and I got a good laugh out of it. So that happens, and finally, uh, so the ref doesn't see this. The ref doesn't see Hikuleo's uh, main roster debut because he was on main roster debut. None the wiser at all of this. And then Solo hits the spike, and right when he goes for the pin, the ref pays attention. One, two, three. I get it. Um, this gave people probably flashbacks of Roman retaining his title. I actually like the finish of uh, everybody being sent because you can't stop Jacob. You gotta send three people out there to get him to lose. It protects him very well. But the one thing is, couldn't they find a more clever way to have the ref not be in, like distracted? Look at the Cena Punk match. You had Cena do a shoulder tackle. Why couldn't one of them attack the ref? And then all these things happen, and Jacob has to do a 1v3 or a 1v4, I suppose. Why couldn't you do that? It would have made it much more clean, but instead, it was a little silly because this ref was none the wiser at anything, excuse me, going on in the ring. So yeah, I thought it was good. Did I like this more than Kyrian match? I think I did. Yeah, that's probably. Oh, I don't know. It's this Kyrian, so I had fun with this one. I enjoyed it. It was good in terms of everything. All right in ring. Now it's time for the main event. CM Punk, John Cena. Um, this to me, it was really good. It was a really good match. This is John Cena's best match in his retirement tour, and I'm ready for people to say, "Oh, it's match of the year. Oh, it's like amazing, the best match yet." No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. This was a really good match. Is it match of the year? No, I could probably name 10 matches off the top of my head if I tried that were better than this. But I enjoyed it more than any other John Cena match. 3 and 3/4, 4 stars, probably 3 and 3/4 for me. But it's really good. Um, the wrestling in this was by a mile the best that John Cena's ever wrestled. They managed to have a quicker paced match. It wasn't slow paced. The beginning they did their face offs, but what do you expect from these two? But quickly they started hitting moves. It didn't feel like I was watching someone past their prime wrestle and do finisher fest like Backlash. It didn't feel like a complete dud like WrestleMania 41. I actually enjoyed this as a wrestling match on its own and not I didn't just enjoy it because it was John Cena and excuse me, CM Punk. They did really good stuff. Um, by the end, like I could go spot by spot. That's not what I do unless it's an insane spot. But trust me, it was really good. If there's one thing on the show you should watch, it is definitely the main event. Like I would call Night Champions a one match show. Um, it's the weakest WWE show of the year, but this one definitely saved it from being even worse. So, in the end, all these run-ins happen. Braun Breaker comes out, Bronson Reed comes out, Rollins comes out, Penta comes out to stop Braun Breaker, Sammy comes out to stop Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed gets neutralized. Seth is trying to attack Cena. Cena doesn't want it. He's trying to attack Punk. Punk doesn't want it. I can't be the only one, by the way, who expected a Roman Reigns return when all this was happening. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I still think that Roman's fighting Seth at SummerSlam, but I 100% expected um what's his name? Not head of the table. I am greatness. I expected that to hit, and then Roman comes out and cleans house. But John Cena retains thanks to Seth Rollins. They redid the hug spot. He went for the low blow. That's the one thing I'll mention because on the screen. He went for the low blow. Punk counters. It's the GTS. That popped me. Um, yeah, very good match in the main event. Um, Overall, what do I give Night of Champions? I give it a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10, 60%. That's what I give Night of Champions. If it wasn't for this headliner, probably would have been a 50, if not 50%, if not a 4.5 out of 10. Um, this saved the show. 6 out of 10, I think, is pretty fair. So, that's what I think. CM Punk, what do they do with him? I'm not sure. Maybe fights Gunther. I don't know. We've seen him fight Seth so many times. I think it's Roman. I'm not entirely sure with CM Punk because yes, I have a big spot at SummerSlam. It's probably going to be something to do with Seth's faction. Could it be a tag match with him and Roman fighting someone? I'm not sure. I am like set on Seth Roman happening there. What do they do with Punk? Does he interject himself into the Cody Rhodes thing and make it a three-way? Does Randy get in there somehow and it's a fatal four-way for the title? I don't know. There's a number of possibilities for SummerSlam. Um, but that's my review for Night Champions. In a couple of weeks, there is a crazy amount of stuff going on. Um, I don't watch NXT, so don't expect an NXT review from me, especially this version after Black and Gold. It's not my thing. But for the other shows, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, cause I'm definitely gonna review All In. That is AEW's biggest show of the year. It's their WrestleMania. It's overall the second, if not second, the third biggest show of the year. Either it's behind Mania or it's behind Mania and SummerSlam, but it's definitely top three biggest shows of the year. I gotta cover that. I should have covered it last year when I was there live, but what are you gonna do? And then Saturday night's main event. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a full review. I might just do a YouTube short going over the show. I'll have to see how it plays out. If unlike the last show, if it's actually a banger show and all this crazy stuff happens, then I'll probably do a shorter video. But if not, I'll just do one in the YouTube Shorts thing. Then Evolution, I'm gonna do a review for that. I'm a big Io fan. If she's wrestling, I'll cover that show. And that sounds ridiculous, but yeah. And yeah, it's probably gonna be big, I'd imagine. Yep, that's my plan. I'll figure out All In weekend. It's aside from WrestleMania, it's the busiest wrestling weekend of the year. So thank you for watching. This has been Suplexus. If you've stuck around for over 31 minutes, I greatly appreciate it. Leave a like. If you've stuck around for this long, put in the comments below what's something completely random. The Rock versus CM Punk. There you go. Thank you for watching. This has been Suplexus. Have a good one. Have a good night. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Or even sooner.